We were born in the 1990s, the beginning of the technology boom of the 20th century. We grew up in the midst of dial-up internet, America Online, Instant Messenger, MySpace, Apple, iPods, Facebook, tablets, iPhones, and real-time video communication. While we learned to open up to the world, the internet began to open up a plethora of information and delivered it right to our screens and our fingertips. While we developed as adolescents, the world around us developed into a society driven by the digital realm and centered on technology.
We are teachers now, and as a part of this societal shift, we have also been able to see the introduction of technology-centered instruction into the field of education. In order to maintain rigor and relevance in today's constantly changing world and global political sphere, our national leaders now look to the integration of the latest, fastest, and best technology into school curriculum as an absolutely crucial element in the success of our children and the success of our entire country.
We know that our government believes in the importance of technology in education, but what about our teachers, those who are charged with the responsibility of implementing this technology in their classrooms, most of whom who are exposed to it for the first time? What about our students, who are already bombarded with so much technology through the media and in their home lives?
Considering that the majority of today's generation of teachers are digital immigrants, whose childhood experience, understanding, and even philosophy of education did not include the technology we have today, and considering that today's generation of students are digital natives, students surrounded by and raised on digital technology since infancy, how important do they think technology is to their education? We interviewed a few of these stakeholders in the school experience to find out their thoughts on technology's role in education.
Hi, my name is Ivan. I'm going into 4th grade.
Hi, my name is Whitney. I'm going to 2nd grade.
Hi, my name is Natalie and I'm going into 6th grade.
My name is Georgina Sandoval. I am an undergrad student at Mount St. Mary's University. I am also a part-time sub.
My name is Judy Chavez and I work at St. Paul as the TK teacher.
Brenda Sandoval, the school secretary at St. Paul.
The iPad.
How come?
It's because there's some things in there that I haven't learned.
Is it just from one subject or multiple subjects?
Multiple.
The iPad is most useful to me in class because there are many ways of help that the iPad gives students.
In class, it could either be a laptop or an iPad.
I use the projector. I made up the program, and the kids either with the pointer, I'll ask them a question like, which one is a circle? Or maybe they have to trace it with the pointer and things like that. That's what I use.
So when I first started working here back in 2006, I had no knowledge of any computer use. I didn't know how to use computers. So I learned through the years, little by little.
It's important because we can do our research and check our answers.
It's pretty important. When you need technology, you use it so you can learn.
Technology is important to education because it is a way of finding research.
You can record now. Before you couldn't do that. If you have your iPad, it's easier to do the assignment in class when they tell you pull out your iPads or whatever to do the assignment in class and look up the data. Whereas before you'd have to go to the library and do all that research outside. We tried with other students to use the iPad where it was much easier for them to get it. It's more like closer to them to see and to actually focus on. So they were able to do it, and they knew how to use it. They knew how to navigate their way around the iPad, where the big computer was a little bit harder. So I guess for them, it's just more focus because they're at that younger age where their motor skills aren't where they need to be, or they're developing their motor skills. So that was beneficial to them. And then in class where we have to explain things more, like if we want to show them like a visual, it's usually to use the computer.
It is necessary because that's where we are. That's where the future is going to. I think it's all about technology. So the kids have to know how to use a computer, or how to use a laptop, or how to do research in a computer. I don't love it, but I think it is necessary for it to be used in the classroom.
It is important. The way I see it, it's more just makes it more easy on the teacher.
But you don't think it's as important for the kids?
I'm not too sure about that.
I don't really see that much negatives in technology at school.
Kids can get easily distracted on the games.
Because it is hard to control what the students could be doing.
The negatives, I feel it's just the kids lose the social skills. A lot of them are just in the technology, like they're in their laptops, in their iPads, in their phones. And also, I feel like the writing is being, what's the word? It's
Compromise.
Yes, it's harder to teach them now writing than how it was before. I don't know if it's the generation or it's the technology, because now all they do is use their iPads or the computers, and before they used to do a lot of building, use Play-Doh, they were more creative. It's harder for them to, it's like their fine motor skills are not developed as faster as how it was before in past generations.
Kids not using it properly, depending how responsible the student is if they're gonna actually do their work and research and do, or just get distracted doing other stuff.
We discovered that all digital natives and immigrants we interviewed do believe that technology is important, and in fact necessary to education in many different ways. The students discussed how technology helps in research and is a fun and efficient way for them to learn. The adults spoke about how technology improves the way students learn and the way teachers teach across various grades.
However, while one student didn't see any negatives in technology being used in the classroom, most of our interviewees identified that it does indeed have adverse effects on learning. Students mentioned how it often provides distraction in class and difficulty in classroom management. Adults spoke about how too much technology in the hands of young children has resulted in the underdevelopment and delay of many important skills in socializing, communication, and fine motor, as well as a lack of focus, creativity, and responsibility.
To answer our question, digital immigrants and natives alike do believe that technology is indeed important to education.
However, they also believe that its true value can only be realized when we use technology responsibly.